A very warm welcome everyone, my name is Nick. Welcome back to this retro gaming channel. Although we don't always talk about retro games, sometimes we go a little bit off-piste. Now you might have noticed the activity has gone up a little bit on this channel over the last 2 weeks because we're nearing the end of week 2 in this 1 month's trial of the channel going full time, just to see what would happen. So thank you for people that have subscribed, and also particularly people that have taken time to comment, and most particularly people that have pledged donation to keep the channel on a full-time basis, should I say, beyond this month point. Yeah, it really is appreciated, and thank you very much for that. Next time those donations go through, I'll give you all a name check. Hurrah! So what do I want to talk about this time? Well, I've always looked to get an extra video into the schedule, which will try and work somehow before the trial is up, where I talk about my favourite TV shows as a kid or classic films going forward. Now, I recently come across a trailer for the new Predator film. I didn't know that was coming out, that one passed me by, but they're making a new Predator film. It's going to be the 4th one in the Predator series, and it's going to come out in September of 2018. Fantastico. And yeah, it's a horror sci-fi movie, if you're unaware of Predator, by 20th Century Fox. And basically the storyline behind this one is a young boy accidentally triggers the Predator's return to Earth. What were the chances of that? And the Predators come down, and of course they've upgraded themselves since the previous films with DNA from other species, so like the Moomins, the Ewoks, and maybe other vicious aliens too. Now, who can save the Earth this time? Well, don't worry, because we've got a crew of former soldiers and a disgruntled science teacher. That's it. So I'm already liking this film already. So it seems like the Predators are on the verge of some great technological revolution which will destroy the Earth, or the people on the Earth, and we can't actually get in time, so this teacher and this crew have got to stop them. Sounds very good. Now, one of my favourite films of all time is the original Predator film, which came out in 1987, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger. It's set in the Vietnamese jungle, I believe. It's my favourite of the 3 films I've seen so far. Basically, Arnold Schwarzenegger's in the jungle with his platoon. They're on some sort of rescue mission. But unbeknownst to them, there's an alien in the jungle, which is invisible. And the suspense of these early films are really good. It's classic sci-fi action. Apparently, potentially in this remake, well, not a remake, this 4th installment, Arnold Schwarzenegger was supposed to be in the film, and then he wasn't. So that would have been good of him back in there. But if it turned out a bit like Terminator Genesis, then perhaps not. And they're looking to reboot the Terminator series completely. Now, well, from the second one. Now, after the amazing Predator starring Arnold Schwarzenegger, Predator 2 came out in 1990, starring Danny Glover, and I wasn't overly keen on this one, although it's nice to see. This time the Predator is in the city rather than the jungle, so you think, oh yeah, it'd be easier to spot, but he's super good on camouflage. Now, what's unbelievable about this is, where I can believe Arnold Schwarzenegger as a muscle-bound platoon marine guy could take on the alien, I have a bit of a problem with Danny Glover as a cop near the end of his career taking on the Predator. But anyway, I won't ruin it for you, but the civilization is still here. So the second one took a bit of a dip. I don't think it will be regarded as a classic. And then quite a few years went by, and then we had Predators, so the plural, like alien to aliens. We've got Predator to Predators in 2010, so they resisted to call it Predator 3. And this time, this is really clever, this film, and it's got a cameo from Lawrence Fishburne as some mad person. But essentially, this isn't set on Earth, this one. People are kidnapped by the Predators, who have certain skills in different fields. There might be an assassin, an army guy, and so forth. And they parachute them onto this alien planet, and it's like a safari reserve for the aliens, and they try and hunt them down. They pick people that are going to conflict with each other, and again, it's a great movie. I'd have that in second place after the original Predator film. I'll have some footage going on there, so if you haven't seen it already, have a look at the Predator trailer. It's called The Predator, instead of Predator 4, and tell me what you think about it. Are you looking forward to that one, or do you think it's a bit of a step too far? You know, I'm really looking forward to it, but again, I'm slightly worried. I'm a big fan of the Alien film franchise. I like the original Alien film, which again will be one of my favourite movies of all time. Aliens was another good one. Sometimes there's a bit of argument for which is the best film out, Alien and Aliens. I prefer the first one just because the suspense. I'm always a sucker for those late 70s films. Then there was Alien 3, where Ripley was on a lice-infested world, which got canned a bit, but I still liked it because I'm an Alien fan. Then Alien Resurrection, where it's starting to lose its way, although graphically it looks quite good. And then we go to the prequels, of course, and Prometheus, and was it Requiem? I forgot what it's called now. I didn't like the latest one anyway so much that I blanked it from my memory. Prometheus set up the picture quite well, and then it's ruined because Shaw, the main character, wasn't in that one. So yeah, I'd really like to have actually back here some sort of Predator model. Maybe I can get that sorted out. He might cause a bit of trouble with the dinosaur or Batman or something. But I seem to remember on YouTube as well, there is a video, you might want to track this down, of Batman versus Predator. And I think that's like a privately done film or short. And it's really, really well done. I mean, in no universe would you see Batman going one-to-one with the Predators. But in this movie, it does actually happen. So I've got to wait till September. There's another film which took me a bit by surprise as well. I'm not sure when this is going to come out, or it might have already come out, I'm not sure. Big fan of Jaws, another classic movie. Jaws was the best one, like quite often the first one is. Jaws 2 was quite good, then Jaws 3, and then that Jaws 4 with Michael Caine in, which he said he only did it for the money, and he's never watched it. Well, I don't blame him because it's a terrible movie. But then you got lots of other B-rated shark movies, and then Sharknado as well, and so Deep Blue Sea, was that another one? So there's another film coming out, or might have already come out, called The Meg, which is essentially a huge, huge shark called a megalodon from prehistoric times that survived. So imagine Jaws, but about 10 times bigger, and he's going around causing trouble. I might put up the trailer of that one as well. Can't put the sound with it, of course, because you get done for copyright, although in the eyes of the law, it's supposed to be allowed under the fair use policy. But if I did it full screen with all the sound, you can bet your life some YouTube bot would actually capture it. Although strictly speaking, it is allowed. I don't want the hassle of claiming it back. Recently, I had so bots are quite active. Recently, I had a copyright claim. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll know about this. A copyright claim again against one of the Formula 1 videos from the Blundering series for a long, long time ago for the race in Canada. A bot from Formula 1 management thought it was real life footage. Yeah, I know. So then I immediately disputed that. Now you have to be a bit careful when you dispute stuff, because if you lose the dispute, you get a copy strike against you. So arguably it was a bit of a risk disputing it, although I knew I was in the right. Get too many and you lose the ability for certain things. You might lose monetization, you might lose the ability to get the thumbnail, and in the worst case scenario, you lose your channel completely. But although this video wasn't making any money, I disputed it because it was just plain wrong. It wasn't TV footage, it was just my terrible gameplay driving around and me commentating. So I'm pleased that they thought that was good enough for television and mistook it for television commentary, because I'm available to do Formula 1 commentary whenever you want. I can do Monaco, Spa, I can go all around the world with you and do chat. Now when you watch the Formula 1, would you like me in the commentary box to do commentary as well alongside the expert? If you think yes, then petition the BBC or Sky or anyone and get me in there. I know stuff. And hopefully the Predator won't be there to take me out. So that's all I've got to say this time. I rambled on a bit. So let me know what you think of any of these proposed films, which was The Predator, the new one coming out in September, The Meg, based on this megalodon, and, well, Formula 1 if you want Nick for commentary. Hooray! Until next time. Take great care of yourself. It's Bank Holiday Monday, everyone in the UK, so have a good time. Hope the weather holds out. Until next time, which will be fairly soon, take great care of yourself and have a very fun. Goodbye!